this is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com, and tonight I'm doing a video on ENDP. This was a gap from Friday, January 4th. Now, here's the thing, okay? I don't remember the reason that this gapped on this day, but there was a reason because I played it, and it didn't work right this day. The day after, it fell in here and went nice red. Now, not huge red, okay? It only dropped $1 because look at this guy over here. This thing has the capability of dropping $2-3 in a day, in a big day. Didn't really have a huge day here, but it had the follow-through row, which it didn't have here. So kind of after that, I was like waiting, okay, for a big move in this thing. I got a move in it Friday, did not get the big move. A big move is going to happen in this sometime. It's on my list to watch. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen soon, and it's going to happen nice and clean. Even what happened on Friday, I got to tell you, was not nice and clean. This thing opened, okay, opened down here, and then it went up here. That shouldn't have happened. This thing where it opened right here, do you see this? In an ideal world, I always like to say in an ideal world, I know what things you're supposed to do in an ideal world. I like to work back from there, okay? Because when I say in an ideal world, this thing is going to open here, and this is how I'm playing it. If something opens the way that I want it to in an ideal world, then I play it really hard, okay? And if something doesn't do what I want it to do in an ideal world, then I wait for it to do something that it tells me that it's ready to do it, okay? Does that make any sense? So it's really important to know what you're looking for. If you know what you're looking for and you get it, you play it hard, size, do it all in, 100% conviction. And if you don't get what you're looking for, you kind of back off and wait. Tell me you're ready. Tell me you're ready. Tell me when you're ready. Okay? This thing should have opened right here and dropped like a rock. In fact, it should have opened right here and did swoosh. And it didn't. All right? It just didn't. Instead, it rallied up here, which I know, looking at it now, I say, okay, that's a resistance area. Yes, it is. Not to the exact penny, though. 25.69, 25.71. Is this an exact number anywhere here? 25.66. No, I don't think it is. 65.70. There it was. Where? Wait. 25.70 is the open of this bar right here. That's where it went. See it under there. There it is. Okay? See that? So I know, say, we can go back now in real time and say, oh, you know, it went up to resistance number, sure. But this thing, because it was weak and killed the green bar right there a couple days ago, there's no reason for it to have done that. There's no reason for it to have done that. In fact, we discussed it in my trading room. This kind of activity, which happened, by the way, later, and I'm going to discuss it, is not people. No people did that. That's a machine. Okay, this is... When I saw this happen after the fact, and I wasn't in it because I was doing the others trade in the morning on Friday, you know, you gotta say, wait, hey, you know, wait a minute here. This is not people don't make these kinds of tails like this. And here's the one over here. This is trouble in River City. Okay, you wait a little bit then for it to shake out and settle itself because people don't make those kinds of activities. That's a computer or a machine or a black box or whatever you want to call it, okay? And again, that's the explanation for it acting so haphazardly here and to such an exact number in a fashion that it should not have. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's the reality, okay? That is the reality. And we trade with machines. There's no getting around it. Deal with it, okay? You want to trade as a trader. This is part of the market. It's not new. It has been part of the market for a long, long time, and let me tell you something, it isn't going away. There's so many people out there, and I read their stuff online, and I talk to them, and they want to whine and complain about black boxes, and they're taking over the world and everything else. No, they've been part of the market, and they're not going away, and they're already built into the price patterns. As you see, the computer that traded this thing did something accurate based on this price pattern. However, when I see something like that, because I immediately recognize that it's not people trading it, it's some kind of computer or something not normal, because I'm aware of that and I'm in tune with what's happening, I know what to do, which is back off, wait, okay? It doesn't mean the thing doesn't work. Now, how do you know that's a machine? Besides the fact that it does something that looks like this. Here you can see it better. Now look at that thing. Come on, okay? And how many shares were in this too? 47,000 in that 1 minute bar and made that tail. So 47,000 shares went up and down in a split second. All right, it's probably what happened. I didn't see this real time. That's probably what it looked like. It probably went poof poof like that. So the fact is that they don't interfere with what the stock is going to do anyways, or the gap, because as soon as things like this happen, it goes right back to doing what it's supposed to do anyways. So it never interferes with the gap. But unfortunately, if you took the first entry here, which I didn't because I was looking at something else, I would have got stopped out, but I would have gotten back in. All right. Here was the first entry on this. If you took it and put the stop over here, you got dinged out here unless you killed it right here, which, by the way, you should have killed it here because it shouldn't have done this. This green bar was, if you know when something's going to have follow through, which this thing should have had immediate follow through, remember? Should have opened and gone immediately. That was in an ideal world. So fine, if I'd watched this and taken it right here, I would have still known it had to go immediately. I would have never given it the wiggly and jiggly here. I will make exceptions for that. We discussed that on that other trade. I will do that for big gap downs or other things too, not this. No, 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 no. Because in an ideal world where this was opening, it should have just gone immediately. And even if I can say, fine, I'm going to take it on a sell setup, I know it has to follow through. There's no reason to take this twice. Absolutely not. And if you did and didn't kill it on this green bar, I know to do that because this isn't correct. You got hurt in this. I'm sure people got hurt in this and they didn't get filled at the right price. It took this and didn't know to kill it here. You got to be fast on your toes in the morning. Stuff when it sets up and triggers should go. And when it sets up and does something incorrect, you got to get out. All right? And then it'll set up again if it's going to work. And that's what happened here. But of course, after this scary tail, you cannot reshort it here. You can't reshort it here. You can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. Here you can get in, all right? Here you can get in around this 9:45 reversal time. You get the drop, and if you want to be really conservative, wait until over here around 10 o'clock. I mean, by this time, by between here and here, this has settled itself, and you know it's not going to do anything else. And all it did was just do this and come right back down. Just fix itself. And this is why people complain. They say, oh, they took me out, and blah, blah, blah. No, this is just part of the market. This is part of it. So that's why you take the trade and you really have to be particular. The sign was here, right here in this green bar. You had plenty of time. You had a whole 60 seconds to take the trade off before this guy happened and you got hurt. Have to trade particularly. And even if you didn't see this green bar or something important, you should have seen the fact that it went over here, this high on the open here. It did it in that green bar. If you didn't even want to take it off because the bar was green and went 1 penny over this previous bar here, they should have taken it off because it went over the high here. All right? This looks like it's setting up to go higher. You can't stay in that. For all you know, it's going to rally up again and come out, and then look what happened here. But this is a machine. It's a computer. All right? No people didn't do that. So I looked at this then, was in something else, came over, flipped to this, saw this around here, said, ooh, I like it. Okay, and then I called this in the trading room, and then it had a beautiful ad, and I knew the target was 25 bucks, and I said, you know what, after $25, 24.82, 24.80, I said, we're going to try to stay in it, we're going to try to stay in it, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown at 25, didn't go under, got out in this bar here, like actually down in here, got filled at a nice price before it did this, went back down again, tried to go under, couldn't do it. It did a double bottom and actually did a penny. 25? 25. Whole number double bottom, wasn't going to break 25, then I knew wasn't going to break 25 after it did that in the morning. So then I never reshorted it. But if you had looked to reshort it because you didn't understand what a double bottom is, all right, here it was, there, and there, then you could have looked to try to short this in here, which I couldn't fault you for doing. If the thing was working then, but it wasn't going to do it, okay? And look what happened here. Another one of these jiggies. Really, look at this thing. Let's look at it in 1 minute. 2 o'clock. It happened again then. I mean, this thing just, there was too much machinery oh my Lord, look at that. This is a machine. That's a computer. That isn't human beings. All right, so people got caught in that. It's unfortunate. It's going to happen though, unless you really, really are precise about what you're doing. Now, I never reshorted it though. I never reshorted it because it did a double bottom at 25 bucks. All right. Some people did, and look what happened to them here. You know, it's just, trading requires so much knowledge. You can almost never have enough. All right. Even me myself, I do this one particular thing. I've been studying it for 4 years. I teach a class on it. I do a room. I look at charts 24/7, 7 days a week. Even me myself, I am constantly improving my own skill set. And I will do that forever. And it's the only way to continue to make money trading. Okay? Because you can never say, well, I know enough now. I don't need to learn anything new. I'm perfect. Okay? No. I mean, trading is about getting better all the time. All the time. All right? And that's why it's not about just taking every buy setup and every sell setup. It's not about just doing every strategy that every single place out there teaches you and making money. It's not about trading for 8 hours a day, for 5 days a week, for 200 days a year. It's about getting good at something. It's about getting good at something so this kind of thing never happens to you. And then if it ever happens, you see it the way that I do, and you know exactly what it is. All right? You have got to learn this kind of stuff, and the only way you're going to do it is if you learn from someone like me who's sophisticated at chart reading, number one, and number two, who focuses on the details. I don't know any person out there that focuses on the details in my teachings than me. I mean, it's because I'm a perfectionist, okay, which has it has its faults, okay, plus the positives, but it's who I am. And that perfectionist mentality about myself has made me a good trader. It has forced me to become a good trader. It has made me become a good trader because I see these things. And you can learn this stuff from me if you want to take my class. I teach a class on how to read charts. I'm going to look at 26 points to read a gap in the morning, like that, to trade. Now let's go back to the daily chart of ENDP. This is lower. Absolutely. There's no question of that. And it's going to get a big red day. I don't know when. But trust me, I'm going to be watching it, looking for it. I'm going to get it. I'm not going to miss it. I don't know if it'll be like this guy. Darn good. Whenever. So, Melissa at thestockswoosh.com. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. I'm having a free trial open house this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in my trading room. If you're interested and would like more information to join the room for a couple days this week and play some gaps with me, like this gap, and hear me talk about charts, then feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. Thanks, and have a great night.